Well, guys, as you may have noticed, I'm not in my typical room that I would normally be in. This is my brother's room at my grandma's house, but this still ain't gonna stop me from recording a video celebrating the 20th anniversary of Kill Bill. Sorry for the low volume, guys. I have to be a tad bit quiet because my grandma's laying down to sleep. But yeah, I figured I'd do a little review slash celebration of Kill Bill Volume 2. It's hard to believe that this movie's already 20 years old. Wanted to say my first ever experience with it. I watched it the same year I watched the first one. I watched the first one when I was like 5 years old, I think. And I remember, I think we watched on like full screen, but I definitely liked how it opened. Of course, you have the bride, played by Uma Thurman again, of course. The movie opens up with her saying about how she's killed a hell of a lot of people to get to that point, and it's kind of breaking the fourth wall. Her talking about I went out on what the movie advertisements would refer to as a roaring rampage. I got bloody satisfaction, and she was saying she only has one more final stop, and whenever she gets there she's gonna kill Bill. A nice little transition just says volume 2, and then it goes into the credits. Then it opens up with, of course, how it really only implied at the beginning of the first volume. It showed like the aftermath of the whole entire wedding at Two Pines Massacre, where Bill ends up shooting the bride in the head after finding out that the baby she's pregnant with is hers, but kind of gives a little backstory on that. Meeting the actual groom that the bride ends up marrying, or was trying to marry. His name is Tommy, but Bill shows up. They make up a big lie saying, "Oh, this is my father." That's what she tells the groom about Bill, like Bill's her father, pretending. Then the Deadly Viper assassination squad shows up, and it doesn't show up, but it implies that the whole entire wedding chapel, everyone in there ends up getting massacred. And of course, you end up finding out it wasn't even a wedding at all. It was wedding rehearsal. It ends up kind of diving into the backstory of how the bride became the bride, or Beatrix Kiddo as we know it. Kind of gives a little backstory on how whenever she found out she was pregnant with the baby, uh, why she wanted to leave Bill, because she was on a mission, and instead of just telling Bill, she kind of disappeared in the middle of the mission. And Bill said that he hired a lot of people to try to look for her. Whenever he found out that she was still alive, was heartbroken that she was pregnant and getting married. And you end up finding that out towards the end. Sorry for anyone who's never seen it. I'm spoiling it, but the movie's already 20 years old. But you end up finding that out at the end because she goes to visit Bill to kill him, and you end up finding out, spoiler again, that her baby wasn't actually dead the entire time. If I sound like I'm out of breath, guys, sorry, I'm not really feeling the best today. I had to call out of work because I just wasn't feeling too good. But yeah, anyway, back on track. You end up you end up getting to meet Bud, another member of the Deadly Viper assassination squad. He works at this titty bar. I can't remember what it's called. I haven't watched the movie in a couple months, but yeah, it's funny because that same scene you end up finding out that Sid Haig works there. Just a small little cameo. He's one of my favorite actors. Rest in peace, of course. Uh, and then the bride ends up trying to sneak into his trailer, tries to kill him. He ends up shooting her with rock salt and tranquilizing her. Not killing her yet, of course, but he ends up burying her alive. She ends up escaping. That's whenever the whole entire flashback sequence happens, where you end up finding out a little bit about her backstory, about how she was trained by her old master Pai Meng, who uh, I'm wanting to say, yeah, he's Vietnamese. He despised Japanese people, and he ends up teaching her everything she knows, how to be tough against the Japanese people. That's why she was able to kill the crazy 88s in the first movie. And of course, she ends up breaking out of the tomb, or nah, pardon me, the coffin rather that she was buried in. She ends up breaking out of that. Really cool little scene. Eventually, the next day, because this all takes place at night, the next day she ends up going back to Bud's trailer, only to find that Bud. By the way, Bud's played by Michael Madsen. His character is the brother of Bill and Elle Driver, and Elle ends up going to Bill or Bud's house to deliver $1 million in folding cash for the sword that the bride ends up bring into the house to try to kill Bud with. She accidentally leaves it at his trailer, and originally you think that L Driver is gonna sell the sword to Bud, but you end up finding out that there's a snake in the suitcase that Bud opens up with the money and it ends up killing him. And then the bride sneaks in, of course, and ends up killing old driver. A big old fight breaks out. She ends up popping out her other eye. Really fucking gnarly scene right there. That's one of the main scenes I definitely will always remember from this, where she ends up snatching out another eye, and you end up finding out that Elle ends up losing her original eye from Pai Mei, because Pai Mei was originally Elle's original master as well, and you end up finding out that she ends up killing Pai Mei for that. Ends up poisoning his fish eggs and or his fish heads, I mean, and ends up it really crushes the bride because that was her master. And that's my favorite scene right there. Whenever she ends up killing old driver. And she ends up killing Bill at the end, of course, and living happily ever after with her baby. The bride does, because she used the 5 pressure point exploding heart technique, which is pretty cool. That's the scene where the bride and L Driver fight in Bud's trailer. Scene of David Carradine as Bill, of course. Picture of Pai Mei training with the bride. That was the flashback sequence. Picture of the bride in the day of the wedding rehearsal at the very beginning that I was talking about earlier. A Triumph, Entertaining Weekly. The rating says, with this thrilling must-see movie event, writer and director Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction, completes the action-packed quest for the revenge begun by the bride Uma Thurman in Kill Bill Volume 1. Having already crossed 2 names from her death list, the bride is back with a vengeance and taking aim at Bud, Michael Madsen, and L Driver, Daryl Hannah, the only survivors from the squad of assassins who betrayed her 4 years earlier. It's all leading up to the ultimate confrontation with Bill, David Carradine, the bride's former master and the man who ordered her execution. As the acclaimed follow-up to the instant classic Volume 1, you know all about the unlimited action humor, but until you've seen Kill Bill Volume 2, you only know half the story. Tarantino at the top of his form, Roger Ebert. Special features. And the movie is rated R, of course, for violence, language, and brief drug use. And all the credits. Oh, yeah, I forgot that, what's his name? James Parks, or, not James Parks, but, yeah, I think it's James Parks. Same guy played Edgar Wright in the first one, ends up making an appearance again as a Bill's surrogate stepfather. He owns like a little brothel of like prostitutes. Some of them are real prostitutes. One of them is kind of really funky looking with their teeth hanging out. I always thought that was kind of interesting. Let me show you the inside. Of course, we got the disc right there. I'd take it out. I'm just feeling a little too lazy right now. It's really badass. And of course, you got a little booklet. I actually will take that out because that's pretty simple. I don't know why this white sheet of paper is in there, but got some pictures. See, there, is the bride, is Bill, and that's the groom. You can't really see the groom, but so that's Michael Parks' character. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Michael Parks, not James Parks. James Parks is Michael Parks' son. It's Michael Parks. He plays Bill's stepdad. That's him right there. He's almost unrecognizable because he has a Mexican accent. In the first movie, he has a completely Southern accent. And then there's the bride fighting with Pai Mei. Again, one of the flashback sequence. Picture of Michael Madsen as Bud. That was the one scene where she found out she was pregnant. Whenever she was on assignment to assassinate, I can't remember the girl's name, but it was this girl she was assigned to kill. That was whenever she went to visit Bill. That was literally right before she used her 5 pressure point exploding heart technique that Payamain taught her. Pardon me. And there's the scenes right there. I won't read the scenes, but if you feel like it, you can always pause it. I'll give you a second. Alright. Scene selection. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I'll probably end up keeping it on that side. Or hell, I might end up just hanging that shit up on my wall. It's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. Oh damn, there's a whole entire read up. Yeah, I'm definitely not reading that. If y'all feel like it, I'll try to get a good view to where you can pause it. Try to make it stop shaking so much. Oh yeah, soundtrack, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, The First Kill Bill. Expand your Quentin Tarantino collection, the movies that redefine cinema now on DVD. Yeah, this is definitely tell this is kind of on the older side. Like I said, this movie came out in 2004, so I can only imagine the DVD came out in late 2004 if the actual movie was in April 2004. But yeah, that's Kill Bill Volume 2. Kind of give y'all a good look at the spine there. Uh, focus. Focus, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. And then picture of the bride, Uma Thurman with her fine ass. Honestly, her daughter is a hell of a lot finer, and that says something because Uma Thurman was just a little fox back in the day, especially on Pulp Fiction, whenever she was like around my age. Uh, but yeah, man, again, it's Kill Bill Volume 2. Uh, yeah, sorry that I'm not as energetic as I thought I was going to be. Like I said, I've felt like absolute shit today. I haven't had to call off work. I won't go into I'm not like sick. I just didn't feel good. It's a long story, but anyway, I'm kind of running out of energy and kind of running out of the mood to talk about things. So hope y'all enjoyed my review slash celebration of Kill Bill Volume 2, 20th anniversary. And this has been I updated my YouTube channel name, so this has been 12 Gauge, the Film Buff Aspie, or pardon me, I end up changing that. I'm a dork. This has been 12 Gauge, the Film Buff, sorry, uh, with another movie review, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.